This story took place about a year ago, so this happened recently. I lived in a small apartment building in the city. For about a week, we were constantly getting flash flood warnings. The news kept warning everyone that a hurricane was coming. I wasn't worried because I thought I lived up high, so I would be fine. But a few weeks' worth of rain was more shocking than I thought. It started to worry me when I would struggle to push the door to my apartment building open, because the whole bottom of the apartment floor was flooded. I had to walk up a flight of stairs just to get to my room. I saw a notification on my phone when I threw it down onto my bed. It was advising me to stay inside. I didn't have any plans tonight anyway, so I ate my takeout I brought home with me and watched a few horror movies just to pass the time. Later throughout the night, I had to go to the bathroom. The only downside to this apartment building was that the bathrooms were on the bottom level. I got up and looked outside. It was still raining and dark. I checked the time and it was 11 p.m. I left my room and started walking down the stairs in the dark, trying to turn the flashlight on my phone. I took another step down the stairs and fell straight into cold, pitch-black water. It was horrifying. I couldn't see anything. I was starting to drown, not being able to find the surface of the water. I was kicking and panicking when I felt my ankle get stuck. I tried feeling around as quickly as I could in complete darkness, feeling for my ankle. I felt the stair well. Then I felt my ankle. It was wedged in between the railing. I pulled and pulled, screaming, taking in water as the pain in my ankle was too hard to bear. It finally released and I swam to the top and took a huge breath, coughing. I swam, feeling the railing to the stairs, pulling myself up the stairs. I felt the edge of the staircase, and I pulled myself out of the water. I was in shock, cold and coughing. My ankle was bleeding, just realizing I nearly just drowned. Another few days went by and the hurricane passed. All the water dried up. I was able to leave my building, but this experience of nearly dying was horrifying. I will never forget this story. It was getting dark and it was raining really heavy outside. My best friend Lee wanted to go to the supermarket. I agreed to take her. We got in my car and left. It was thundering pretty loud. We parked near the front doors. I told Lee to make this quick in and out. When we stepped out of the car, our feet were underwater. It was getting closer to flooding. We ran into the supermarket and it was rather packed with panicking people. Lee and I split up to get everything we needed. I was walking down one of the aisles when I heard the manager announce on the radio that they would be holding us in the store for a couple of hours. Due to extreme weather, I was annoyed, but I wasn't worried over this, although everyone else's reactions were a lot different. People started running past me in the aisle with their trolleys. I saw one lady completely ram a guy over. I started to walk away from the aisle. I started to hear arguing and yelling. Most of the people in the store were shouting and trying to leave. I saw a guy start stealing meat. I just wanted to find Lee. As the yelling continued, the lights in the store started flickering. So when it went dark, I swallowed my fear. I started to call out for Lee, shouting her name through the arguing aisles. When the lights were flickering, I saw a guy, a big guy. He was charging down the aisle. When it went dark again, I felt a hard push, so hard my head slammed against ground. I sat on the ground for a minute holding my head. I tried looking around and everything was blurry. I felt blood as I held the back of my head. I felt like passing out. When a woman came and lifted me off the ground, she had a nurse uniform on. She took my arm and led me through all the fighting in the store. I saw Lee getting pushed by all the people in the store trying to rush out. I screamed her name and told the lady she was my friend. She took me to her, and I grabbed her hand, leading her with me and the lady. She led us to a door with an exit sign. We swung open the door, and it was still raining heavy. The lady helped us to our car, and then she left to her own car. As we were about to leave, we saw all the people at the front doors ply them open and gush out. We drove to the hospital where they told me I had a slight concussion. The nurse stitched the back of my head that was bleeding. We were then discharged. I wish I got to thank that lady for helping us, but this memory haunts me. All those people worrying for no reason nearly got me killed. I hope this never happens again. Be safe.